Three 20-second videos going over 3 new exotics that were revealed on Destiny's YouTube channel. This is Matidoxia. I'm probably saying that wrong. Let's see. Warlock exotic chest armor preview. Wow, that's loud. Sorry. Okay, looks kind of cool. Arcane needles cause a suspending detonation. My question for this thing would be, do you need to use, is it like 1 melee per suspend? Like we don't really like know this. If it's 1 melee gives you a suspending detonation, that's like not bad. But anything more than that, I think I would be a bit underwhelmed by that experience, considering that we have Mind Spun Invocation. Yeah, so Mind Spun Invocation, you eat your grenade to get Weaver's Trance. Final blows when Weaver's Trance is active create a suspending detonation. This is the cornerstone of like one of the like most brain dead PvE builds that I think I've ever seen, which is just put on this, put on Osteo, put on Necro, and you just hip fire and just suspend everything. So at first glance, it does seem a little underwhelming. I am interested to see where it fits in with like prismatic and everything. I would need to pull up the entire prismatic charts here, which I guess I could. Okay, Warlock. So there's your supers, aspects, Weaver's Call. So this is a way for you on prismatic to be able to have some extra suspend features, because you're going to have Threadling Grenade here. You're not going to have Shackle Nade. So this is a way for you to be able to have some kind of suspend thing on Prismatic Warlock. This is classic Bungie hating on Warlocks. Most rational Destiny player. If you're using this on Prismatic, you're losing out on exotic class items with 2 exotics built in. It's big power creep. Again, I don't really think that it's going to be as this insane power creep as I feel like some people think it might be. They do still need to give players reasons to use regular exotics. The class items are not one-to-one fully replacing exotics. Can we live in a world where exotic class items end up being a whole hell of a lot better than just mono exotics? Sure, I could absolutely see that. We need to wait to get into the game first for me to really come to a big conclusion on that. I would say for now, it appears underwhelming just because we're used to Strand Warlock being able to do what it does. This is a way for Prismatic Warlocks to now have access to suspend effects if they want to have suspend effects. It also does depend on how many arcane needles you need to dish out. So I could see this making its way into certain builds here and there, but I will say just very first impression, just from the description alone, I can see why it feels a little underwhelming, but obviously need more information. Let's just go to the next one. Next up, we have the Hunter one. This is Gifted Conviction. I have no idea what this does. So loud, I'm sorry. Arc aspects create bouncing explosives. One more time. Because it kind of just looks like it dumps out parts of a skip nade everywhere. Yeah, I've also seen a lot of people be like, oh my god, Better Devils is back. Oh, big stretch brim. I mean, of course, in marketing, they're going to make it look like, oh my god, it does so much. It does so much damage. We go over to Hunter. Okay, well, Tempest Strike, like, where it's going to happen is pretty obvious. And then, obviously, you know, the other uppercut, that one's pretty obvious. They literally show it in the gameplay. After dodging, your next melee attack isn't. So, would this be like, when you dodge, it also sends them out for lethal current? And then flow state, defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. So, like, if you defeat a jolted target, do they send them out as well? Yeah, so the uppercut, that one is like, that one makes sense, right? You're doing a thing, you're activating a thing, and it causes the bouncing explosives to come out. And then on this one, like, this is also another thing that you're doing. It's very obvious when this should be activating. So it needs more information. I need to know if they work with the other ones as well. I could see this being, you know, an exotic that sort of promotes the use of both kind of uppercut things. Also kind of see this as potentially underwhelming. I don't know. I'm getting like, also kind of like, what is it? Bombardiers vibes. I'm getting Bombardiers vibes. I'm getting maybe not as strong Severance and Closure vibes. A decent to strong 4 on them. Like, they're making them look neat, but I'm trying to think of like the actual in-game value that these are going to have, especially over like what is going to make me use this over something that I'm already using. And I don't know, this kind of stuff has been historically a little underwhelming. Like Tempest Strike has been kind of underwhelming. Maybe this does like an actual ton of damage, and like it's like, oh my god, this actually clears out enemies. Without those damage numbers, it's very hard to tell. But I'm just getting kind of like Bombardier vibes. Hazardous Propulsion for Titan. What do we got? Okay. Looks pretty interesting. Class ability fires Exodus rockets. Okay. Okay, I mean, it's, again, another thing that really depends on damage. Like, what do we really have for like class ability stuff? We have Kepri's Horn, and we have like the strand aspect. Like the strand aspect with the exotic, like that's pretty good, you know, enough to like warrant using the exotic in certain cases. Kepri's Horn is kind of more of a meme thing. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about Lorelei, whatever it is. Yeah, we also have Hoarfrost Zero. Hoarfrost Zero doesn't really send out a projectile, it just becomes something different. But like those stasis crystals are good. I don't know if I'm exactly putting it in the same category, but you know, if you wanted to include it, I could totally understand. Depends on damage. This could be a Kepri's situation where it sends out like, you know, Kepri's just sends out a little dinky wave and comes back, and it feels like it does barely any damage. It almost feels like a haha, I got you moment in PvP type thing. If anything, I would like want to see this. I would want to see this almost combined with Kepri's, because it's like visually it looks pretty neat. Like all the missiles coming out and then like it's cool. But how much is it going to actually contribute? It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat in its animation and what it does. But yeah, it's another thing where I gotta know the damage. Really gotta know the damage, at least for any PvE purposes. This could be like another haha got you in PvP type thing. But yeah, I'm a little hesitant as well. Just basing this on what we have right now. I want to know if it works with Arc Titan air dodge. Oh yeah. What if it synergizes with Galley and Wolfpack rounds? I think we're I think that is it's not the direction I would be going in with this. Oh yeah, there you go. Literally right there. Didn't even register in my brain. So yeah, it does. So this is another thing, like maybe this just ends up being a PvP thing. This would need to do like a really high amount of damage, I think, for me to want to use this in PvE. It would need to do some pretty crazy damage. Or I would need a way to get like so many barricades so fast that I can just keep cranking them out. Looks like you need kills in order to activate. I mean, it doesn't say anything about that. I think this is just kind of showcasing, like, number one, it's just showcasing this gun and then transitioning into that. It just says class ability fires Exodus rockets. I mean, if it does, there's nothing that explicitly says you need kills. And honestly, I think if you did need kills, make this thing even worse. That you need kills to like ramp it up, unless getting kills means a higher payout. You know, like the missiles hit really hard, but in order to get the missiles, you gotta get some amount of kills, right? Or maybe there could be a stacking buff involved. Like, oh, you could stack it up to 5, get 5 kills, and now your rockets do more damage as a result of that. Something like that. I could see that being a potential thing. But there's right now, it doesn't say like kills activate rockets on class ability usage type thing, you know. I could see if people were underwhelmed. None of these really like blew me away in terms of how much do I think I'm gonna use them. Kind of feeling middle of the road. I would use this in Onslaught out of 10. I would meme around with it just on first impression. I don't know. Again, maybe we get these and they're all actually insane, but first impression is, you know, I don't know. It's gonna take a bit to pull me away from some of the stronger items. It's kind of gimmicky, kind of like for fun build, you know, messing around in normal Onslaught looking ass exotic. But yeah, well, I mean, we'll find out more. But right now, it's I'm whelmed. You know, I'm mostly whelmed